Hello students, warm greetings. Welcome to your science class. Hope you all are doing well and focusing on your studies. So let's start with today's class where we'll continue with the same chapter, microorganisms. So in the previous class, we have studied about the economic importance of microorganisms, and in that topic we discussed how the microorganisms are beneficial to us. We talked about various aspects of them which are very useful in our day-to-day life. Okay. Now in today's class, we'll discuss how microorganisms can be harmful to us, how they can harm us. Okay. So, a variety of microorganisms harm us by causing diseases, spoiling our food and food crops, and damaging our clothes, papers, and leather goods. So, basically, microorganisms can harm us either by causing the microbial diseases or they can harm us by causing food poisoning. Okay, so first of all, we'll discuss the microbial diseases caused by them. So, some microorganisms cause diseases in humans, animals, and plants, and these microorganisms are called as pathogens. What are they called as? They are called as pathogens. So, first of all, we'll discuss the microbial diseases that are caused in our domestic animals. Now, in domestic animals, the diseases can be caused by a virus, it can be caused by a bacteria or a fungus. So, mainly the diseases are caused by a virus. And what are those diseases? Mainly two diseases we'll discuss, that is anthrax and foot and mouth disease. These two diseases are very fatal for our domestic animals. Now, what is anthrax? Anthrax is an acute infectious disease caused by the spore-forming bacterium Bacillus anthracis. And anthrax most commonly occurs in wild and domestic lower vertebrates like your cattle, sheep, goats, camels, antelopes, and other herbivores. Okay. So, what happens in this disease is that the bacterium, that is Bacillus anthracis, which causes this disease, they produce dormant spores. Dormant, you understand? That are not active, that is in inactive stage, that can live in the environment like soil for a long time, even for decades. Now, when these spores get into the body of an animal or a person, they can be activated. That is, they are transformed from dormant spores into active spores. Okay. Now, once they are activated, they turn into active growing cells. And when they become active, the bacteria can multiply, spread out in the body, and it can produce toxins that cause severe illness and death of our domestic animals. Now, next disease is your foot and mouth disease. It is also known as aphthous fever. It is highly contagious and sometimes it is fatal for our animals. It is also a viral disease and it is caused in cloven-footed animals. You understand, cloven-footed animals which have cloves, like your cattle, buffalo, sheep, and goats. You can see in the diagram. In foot and mouth disease, what happens is that in our cattle, in our domestic animals, very severe blisters occur in their mouth and at their hoofs, their cloves of foot. You can see in the picture. Next comes your microbial disease in plants. Several bacteria, viruses, and fungi cause diseases in our crop plants, vegetable, and fruit plants. So, we'll discuss one by one the bacterial diseases, the viral diseases, and the fungal diseases. So, first of all, we'll discuss bacterial diseases in plants. In plants, basically, two types of bacterial diseases are there: blight of rice and citrus canker. The blight of rice, it is caused by a bacterium named as Xanthomonas oryzae. And what are the symptoms of this disease is that it causes wilting of seedlings and yellowing of leaves, and the leaves become very dried. There are lesions on the leaves. I'll show you in the picture. Other bacterial disease of plant is your citrus canker, which is caused by bacterium Xanthomonas citri. Okay. The infection causes lesions on the leaves, stems, and fruits of your citrus trees. Citrus, you understand, which includes your lemons, your oranges, your grapevines, etc. You can see in the picture the bacterial leaf blight of rice. See how the bacteria damages the leaves of the rice. There you can see the lesions on the leaves, these reddish brown colored lesions. Citrus canker on the lemons, you can see the spots that are brown in color. These are the infections caused by the bacteria. Which bacteria? Xanthomonas citri. Next comes your viral diseases of plants. So we'll discuss 4 main types of viral diseases. First is your tobacco mosaic disease, that is caused in tobacco plant, mosaic disease of mustard, cabbage and cauliflower, leaf curl of cotton, bean, leaf roll of tomato. You can see in the picture mosaic disease of cabbage, mosaic disease of mustard, leaf curl of cotton, how the cotton leaves are curled, the leaf roll of tomato, see the rolling of tomato leaves. Next comes your fungal disease of plants. So fungi can infect the plants in various manner. Okay. The most important ones are your rust and smut in wheat, potato blight disease in potato plants, mildew in grapes, gooseberries and roses. Now see the diagram in the picture, wheat rust. Now there are 3 types of rust diseases that occur on your wheat plant. They may occur on your stem, or leaf or stripe, and according to the position where the infection occurs. So the 3 types of rust of leaves are stem rust, leaf rust and stripe rust. You can see in the picture. The disease, what happens in this disease is that infection occurs and it leads to production of pustules that contain thousands of dry yellow orangish to reddish brown or black spores. Now these pustules give the appearance of rust on the plant. So the disease get their name from their appearance on the plant. Next is smut disease of wheat. It is a seed-borne disease that is caused by your fungus Ustilago nuda triticae. You can see in the diagram. See what happens in this disease is that the seeds are entirely damaged, which ultimately leads to decreased yield of seeds. Next fungal disease is your potato blight, which is caused in potato plants. The potato blight is caused by fungus Phytophthora infestans. Okay. And in this disease, appearance of dark blotches on leaf tips and plant stems takes place. Now, infected tubers develop grey or dark patches that are reddish brown, which quickly decay to a foul smelling must. See in the diagram how the leaves are damaged by this fungus. You can see the dark blotches on the leaf tips. And in this diagram, you can see how the tubers are infected, the grey or dark patches. Next fungal disease is mildew in grapes. Mildew in grapes is caused by a fungus which is known as Plasmopara viticola. Plasmopara viticola. And in this disease, yellow lesions on the leaves locate between the veins. You can see in the diagram, in between the veins there are yellow patches. As the disease progresses, a white cottony growth can be observed on the lower leaf surface. See, in this disease, the yellowish patches can be seen on the leaf, and you can see how the grapefruit is damaged by this fungus. After discussing the microbial diseases in domestic animals and microbial diseases in plants, next we'll discuss the microbial diseases in man. The diseases which spread through microorganisms from person to person are called as your communicable diseases. These diseases may spread through air we breathe, water we drink, or food we eat. And communicable diseases are also known as infectious diseases. They may spread from one person to another. A healthy person may catch it from an infected person. Diseases such as common cold, conjunctivitis, which is a eye disease, typhoid, chickenpox are some examples of communicable diseases. Some diseases are spread by direct contact with a sick person. So we'll discuss some of the human diseases caused by bacteria, viruses, fungi and protozoa. First is your common bacterial diseases. You can see in the table pneumonia, tuberculosis, cholera, typhoid. And what are the mode of transmission? Pneumonia occurs through air, tuberculosis also via air, and cholera and typhoid occurs via your contaminated water and food. Symptoms and preventive measures, you can read it out from the table. Pneumonia symptoms include inflammation of lungs, high fever, and the preventive measures are use of antibiotics. Tuberculosis, breathlessness, low grade fever. And for this, BCG vaccination at a suitable age is provided. Also, you must maintain general cleanliness, use of antibiotics. Cholera symptoms include vomiting, loose motions, dehydration. Preventive measures, good sanitary habits, use of boiled water and properly cooked food, protection of food from flies. Typhoid, the symptoms include infection of intestine, continuous fever, and the preventive measures as discussed in cholera, same. Next, the common viral diseases. Now the common viral diseases are common cold, influenza, measles, chickenpox, jaundice, which is also known as hepatitis B, and polio. You have to learn these diseases, their mode of transmission, symptoms, and preventive measures. See, these are very common diseases. You should have a knowledge about them. Okay. Next, common fungal diseases, food poisoning, ringworm, athlete's foot, and the mode of transmission of food poisoning via spoiled food or contaminated food. Ringworm is a disease of skin which is caused via air. Athlete's foot, it is also caused via air. So that's it for the fungal diseases. Next are your protozoan diseases. Now protozoan diseases, you have heard of it, malaria caused by the bite of female Anopheles mosquito, and the symptoms include high fever with chill. Another disease which is caused by protozoan is your amoebic dysentery, which is caused via contaminated food and water. So these were the microbial diseases. So microorganisms can harm us, as I told you, via causing microbial diseases, and second I told you the food poisoning. So this was it for the microbial diseases. Next comes your food poisoning. Now any disease caused due to consumption of contaminated food or drink is called food poisoning. Certain microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, or parasites grow on food and produce toxic substances that spoil the food. Food poisoning causes diarrhea or vomiting. Sometimes poisoning may also be caused from chemicals. Now, chemicals make the food poisonous, causing serious illness and sometimes even death. With this, I end up this class. We'll join soon, and in the next class, we'll discuss about the food preservatives. So, I hope the concepts are clear to you. Before coming to your next class, please read out the chapter from your prescribed books. Okay. Till then, take care and goodbye.